Hi, Chris Albanese, Director of Education, Real Estate Academy of Orlando, back with some more math help. The next math problem we're going to be looking at is calculating special assessments on property taxes. Specifically, this question is going to be looking at street paving. Let's go ahead and take a look at our question. All right, so we have the city has been petitioned to pave the street in front of your house, and the petition has been approved. The total paving costs will be $48 per front foot. The city has agreed to pay 30% of the paving costs, and the affected taxpayers will pay the remainder. If your lot frontage on the street is 80 feet, what is your portion of the special assessment? So what we're going to be looking at here, some important bits of information we want to know is, first of all, the $48 per front foot. We do need that information. Front footage, we're really talking about, in this case, how wide is the front of the property, the front specifically that's on the street. Then we're looking at the city has agreed to pay the 30% of the paving costs. So from that, we can also figure out if the city's paying 30%, how much are the taxpayers paying? We know that's going to be 70%, 100% minus 30. And then finally, how wide is your property? What is your frontage? Your frontage here is 80 feet wide. All right, let's take a look at what that looks like here. So we've got some of the main points of the question here. Our frontage is 80 feet. That's how wide our property is. The paving cost is $48 per front foot. The city will pay 30%. So that means that the taxpayers will pay 70%. Now we can also look at our example here. We've got the street, we've got our piece of property. Now our property here is 80 feet wide. This is what we're talking about specifically when we talk about our frontage. How wide is the front of our property? Now, if there's any trick to this question, it's also realizing this. Now, our property is here on this side of the street. Now, across the street, there will always be another property. Now, in our example, and in most examples, we are only going to pay for our side of the street. Our neighbor across the street, they're going to pay for their half. So whenever we figure out how much the taxpayers are going to pay, we're going to divide that number by 2 to figure out how much we will pay ourselves. So let's take a look at this example here. Okay, so I'm just moving our diagram off to the side there so we have a little bit more room to work with. Now, we're going to start with the total paving costs. So we know that we have 80 feet. That's the front of our property. And we know that the total cost is going to be $48 per foot to build that or to pave that. So 48 times 80. So now we've got a total paving cost of $3,840. So this is our total cost. This is not how much we're paying though. Next, let's see what the taxpayers are paying. So if the city is paying 30%, that means the taxpayers are paying 70%. Let's take a look at what that looks like. So now we've got $3,840, our full paving costs, times 70%, and I'm using the decimal here of 0.70. You can also put this in your calculator as 70, then the percent key, then equals. That would give you the same answer. So we've got 3,840 times 0.70. That's going to give us $2,688. Now, this is what the taxpayers are going to pay, but remember, we have a neighbor across the street. They have to pay their share. So now our third and final step is to take our taxpayer share, the $2,688, and we're going to divide this by 2. Now we know that our share of the property here, or property tax for the paving, is going to be $1,344. Now that will be our final special assessment for the paving. Now in our example here, this was pretty easy. We are on an interior lot, so we're right in the middle of the block. Now had we been on a corner, we would actually do the math 2 times. One on the front side of our property, calculating the frontage, and then on the second side of the property, we would figure out how wide our property is or how deep the property is, and we would do the math all over again for that side. Ultimately adding the 2 together, and then we pay basically twice as much if we have a corner. Well, I hope that answers your question regarding special assessments. If you have any questions, please write to us at info@reaorlando.com or visit us online at realestateacademyoforlando.com. Thank you.